All day today, we are focused on supporting those still cleaning up and recovering from the recent floods and storms. One group that really went to work before and after the floods, OnPoint Rescue. Joining me now to tell us more about what this organization does is Terri Hackl. Thank you so much, Terri, for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Good morning.
Talk to us about OnPoint Rescue. I understand you're out of Splendora, but talk to us about what the group does.
So our main goal is we do disaster response, and we travel all over the United States, and we do hurricanes, tornadoes. We did the water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, and helped distribute billions of dollars worth of water there. But what we do is we come in the first day, and Liberty County Precinct 6 was having trouble getting to some of the areas on this end of it to do some water rescue. So we put our boats in the water and we went up and got people and animals out from like Southern Crossing and East River area. And then we immediately got on the phone, called some of our partners that we work with, and got some tractor trailers heading to this area. So in less than 24 hours, we had relief supplies on the ground over in the Santa Fe, Plum Grove area for the ones that were hit the hardest over there. And we also, we do cleanup, we do chainsaw work, and whatever needs to be done, that's kind of what we do. We help muck houses, just wherever we're led, because our goal is just literally to love people.
And I know it's been such a busy spring for so many people. So many people have been hit so hard, round after round after round of storms. And so, as you mentioned, you know, you might get a call to go out and help people in one specific area, and then when you get there, you realize just how large that need is.
Yes. So when we were up around Southern Crossing up in that area, literally all of the street signs were underwater, all the stop signs. This is one of the houses, you can tell it's almost the first floor is completely in there, and there was people in that house still. So we have to look at that. A lot of those areas, the electricity was still on. So we had to be very careful about going into those areas to get people. But when you see the flooding like that, and you know how deep that water is, and these people have literally just lost everything that they've worked so hard for. And those people, they need help right now. They don't have time to wait. They're concerned. I mean, they're literally losing everything they worked for. So we go in, and first of all, we're preserving lives, but then we want to bring our hope through Jesus Christ, and that's how we bring in the relief supplies.
Yeah, Terri, it really is heartbreaking. You know, we've seen so much damage, so much destruction, and then when you see and hear about the lives lost, that need is great. We are a few weeks post some of these storms that have hit the greater Houston area, Montgomery County, Liberty County. What's the current need today, a few weeks later?
So now you're finding out most of the relief that has came in that does the physical part have left. So we still have people that need their houses mucked. I mean, we're weeks out from the flood and they've still got wet drywall. So that's a huge need if you can help do that. We still have trees down. There's still tarps on roofs. Some roofs still need tarp. They're waiting on insurance companies. They're facing huge water bills now because something happened to the water and their entire development was flooded where they couldn't get there. And now they have $600 and $700 water bills that the water companies aren't wanting to address. So it's all of those issues right now. And then they still need the cleaning supplies. I mean, a lot of them lost their vehicles. They can't go back to work because they don't have a car to get there. They lost all of their clothing. So there's all of these needs are still there.
And then, of course, too, you know, some of these people have farms. Their livestock, their animals, their house pets. Those too are also impacted.
Yes. So unfortunately, we lost some animals in the flood. So they held on as long as they could, but they got swept away, and that's heartbreaking. And people are dealing with that because that's grief also. There's so many components to this. It's not just, hey, Southeast Texas got flooded. You know, they're wondering where they're hurting because their pets are gone. They're hurting because their homes are gone, their cars are gone. And yeah, we can look at it and say, yeah, you're still alive, and thank God they are still alive, but their hearts are breaking because all of these things are happening in their life all at once. So we really need to look at mental health also, and that's become a huge need because people, they have trouble dealing with such extreme loss. So our mental health providers are out there trying to help with that also.
Yeah, that's a really big component that we need to talk more about. There are so many layers to this, right? And within those layers, it's also cyclical in that, yeah, you survived, but if you don't have a car to get to your job, you don't have clothes to wear, it becomes just so impactful. And these people are hurting. So for people watching right now, we're going to be raising money today alongside the American Red Cross. And I know people watching right now, they are going to want to get involved. There are so many helping hands throughout the greater Houston area. It's what Houston does best. But when we talk about getting involved, what do you want people to know on how to do just that, to help out their neighbors?
So the best thing you can do is check on your neighbors for one thing. Even some people who didn't get flooded per se, or have, go through the tornadoes or anything like that, they're still traumatized because of all of the events around them, and they're fearful, especially children. They need reassured right now. But to put boots on the ground to say, then, it's going to come out to people helping people. So if your neighbor needs a hand, then go next door and give your neighbor a hand. God's pit crew is still in the area, I'm told. I haven't talked to him, but they were out mucking houses and drying stuff out. And the biggest thing, just to also be alert for people that are trying to come in and as contractors, and make sure they're licensed and insured before you let them in your house. And because unfortunately with everything that happens, there is people that try to take advantage of other people. So you need to be on your game about that. But the best thing you can do is just walk next door and check on your neighbor.
I like that. I like that a lot. Terri Hackl with OnPoint Rescue, thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right. Thank you, guys.
We do appreciate it.